Hey everybody, welcome back to Serene Bookworks. Today I just wanted to do a really quick kind of a show and tell about using embossing folders. And I have a Sizzix Big Shot, which is fabulous for die cutting and things like that. I am not an expert by any means on any of this stuff, but I do like to play around. So that's what I've been doing. And I thought I'd come on and just share a few quick things just to show you that this can be a lot of fun, and you know, don't worry about it. Have fun with it. So the first thing is these are the metallic papers from Tim Holtz, and I just wanted to kind of show a little bit of how they take embossing. These are not his 3D folders. This one is. So you can kind of see the difference. I know they're a different color, but you can kind of see the difference as far as the depth that you get. You will get different depths of impressions. This one is like a really cheapy folder, and I don't know if you can see in this corner here, it's just a little light as far as impressions go. Maybe you can tell right there better. I'm okay with that, you know. I'll still use it. I don't care. This one is a Timmy, as I call him, folder, and also that looks really good. And this is I don't know, probably a Doris or something like that. Okay, the cool thing is the backs get done too. Now they will be backwards, but if you've just got a pattern like so, it doesn't matter if it's backwards or forwards. So I really like that. With this one, this is a double embossing. I ran it through with the 3D texture embossing folder, and then I ran it through with just another simple embossing folder just to see what it would look like. And I'm probably gonna, you know, ink it up or something. There was no rhyme or reason to this. I just had some scraps and I thought it would be fun. And since we're on the subject of that, I use a couple of different things. This is one of the things that I use. It is gilding polish, and it's got a little sponge dauber on it, but you know, whatever. I'll show you what it looks like on the back here. It's really thick. I usually water it down, but I'm sitting at my dining room table. But you can see how it picks up some of the embossing there. And I don't mind, oops, you know, making it look grungy. This is a lot of fun to play with. On the other side, it spreads a little easier and it will fall into the nooks and crannies that are embossed on this side. And depending on how much you put on is how deep that color will be. That is really cool. It looks like old tin roof, maybe? I'm trying not to get too close. I'm at a different table today. So don't be afraid to have fun with some gilding polish and stuff. While we've got that out, this is another one of his, Tim Holtz embossing folders. And again, you can put as much or as little as you want on here. I usually put quite a bit because you can kind of buff it off if it's too much. But I like it. It's a lot of fun. So don't be afraid to have fun with different kinds of things there. Another thing that I do is, this is like a three-step technique. I emboss the paper with just a regular embossing folder, and then I cut it out with some die cuts, and then I went over it with some distress ink. And I'll probably go over it again with another layer of distress ink, because layering is so much fun to do. Also, I did these with some scrap paper. Again, I embossed, as you can see, with a folder, and then I cut them out with some die cuts. Looks pretty cool. So the layering effect there is really nice. And I will even take scraps and emboss them, because they will make good belly bands or bookmarks, all kinds of stuff. And usually when I use those, I use this, and maybe somebody can help me out here. I usually put them in this little slit up here. I don't know if that's what that's for. Does anybody know? I don't know what this really is for. But anyway, that's what I do. Wrong or not. If you're making cards, super easy. Just fold whatever paper that you're using in half, and see? Then it only embosses on this one side. This is just a cheapy folder that I have had forever and ever, but I like the grain that it has. One thing that I also like to do is use my folders as kind of a stamp of sorts. So, and I hope you can see that. What I did was I inked the one side of my embossing folder, and then I just ran it through my machine. So it's kind of cool. Make sure that you're using the water-based ink, of course. But I just go over, and this ink pad's probably not the best one, but that's okay. I just go over it, again, however lightly or heavily you want it. And put your paper in. And I'm going to try to run it through my machine here without knocking anything off the table here. And okay, well, that one was not as good as the purple one. I'll still use it though. You can kind of see on there. This light is kind of funky, but you can kind of see it on there. That's kind of why I use the brighter colors, just so you can see it a little better, but that's okay. And again, don't forget to clean it off. Okay, this one. Now we're going to talk about boo-boos. The embossing folder, who knows what I did, but it didn't get all the way around like I wanted it to. So I just cut a different piece off of it, off of that paper. The embossing is here and there and everywhere. It's fine, you know, why not use those scraps, those little boo-boos. I'm hoping you can see where it's embossed, because then you can layer different things on there if you'd like. Here's that one really cool piece. You know, let's use your boo-boos, that's for sure. And this is, you know, what paper looks like, just regular, which there's nothing wrong with it, of course. But, you know, look how much character it has if you take that just little extra step and emboss it first before you die cut. I like to use different papers in my embossing and my die cutting. They don't always work. Case in point. I got a frame maker from my friend Jen. She was my Secret Santa. So I was playing around with that yesterday, and then I thought, well, that's kind of cool. I wonder if after I cut the frame, if I can emboss, run it through an embossing folder, which I did. And they're not horrible, but on this one, even though it's a cardstock paper, it broke into several different pieces. I don't know if you could tell, but I've got some washi on the back kind of holding it together. That's okay with me because I'll still use these. And the inside where I cut out, I ran those through an embossing folder as well. And again, you can see where the white of the paper came up because they're not solid core. It's a, I don't want to say it's a cheap paper, but it's, you know, it's just not as thick of a cardstock. And again, don't care because a little bit of Distress ink kind of wipes that away. You can see the difference here. I hope you can see the difference. All right. And my last boo-boo. Remember I was talking about this embossing folder not being the best, that it's a little weak. I ran this through and so weak down here. It was terrible. It looked like on the other side that I didn't do anything at all. But I'm still going to use this. I just covered it up. You know, a boo-boo is not a boo-boo. It's a opportunity to be creative. That's what I always say. So I'll probably, you know, do some other stuff with this, but I just wanted to get some scraps on here to show you that this side's perfectly fine. You could still use this for writing or whatever, a photo. I just covered up where it was a very bad situation down here. And I don't even think you can see. No, I covered it so well that you can't see it all. So don't be afraid to, you know, use your mistakes because you can't tell that was a mistake, you know. It's awesome. All right, so I just wanted to come on really quick, talk about this kind of stuff. And I'm sure none of this is new. I just wanted to share just a few things with you and ask you guys about this goofy, what is this? If anybody knows, let me know. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and share a few little tips and tricks and let you guys know that, you know, that mistakes are going to be made. Don't let them get you down. Find some creative way of covering those mistakes and you will be just fine. All right, everybody, you have a great weekend and I will see you on the next video. Take care.